Como ya saben, Jhon Durán se va para Arabia y aquí les traigo lo que dijeron en Inglaterra, periodistas e hinchas. Subtitulado, traducido como siempre. No olviden suscribirse, darle like al video, el pulgarcito me ayuda mucho. Comenten, quiero saber su opinión sobre todo esto. Yo sé que hay opiniones de todo tipo. Algunas personas dicen que es un tonto, otros dicen que no, que comprendan. Y yo tengo, digamos, yo trato de ser balanceado. Entiendo que él personalmente, o sea, para su familia y su futuro, de toda su familia, ganarse 20 millones de euros al año, 20 por 3 años, es mucho dinero. Es difícil decirle que no a ese montón de dinero. Ahora, en el sentido del fútbol, va a una liga menor y va a perder quizás su estatus, va a perder su desarrollo, así que no sé. Ahora, ¿cómo se llevará con el Cristiano? Cristiano que es, ¿no?, fuerte en su carácter, y Jhon Durán que también es fregado en su carácter. Veremos cómo hay, porque uno va a ser titular, el otro también, son delanteros, si no le pasa el balón el uno al otro, vamos a ver cómo pasa eso. Por eso, yo creo que por eso voy a ver los partidos, solo para ver cómo se llevan entre los dos. No sé qué ustedes piensan. Se pudo haber quedado en el Aston Villa. El Aston Villa, entre los 8 mejores del mundo en este momento, es el equipo. Pasó a la próxima fase de la Champions, quedó en el 8º puesto, está entre los 8 y está entre los mejores equipos de Inglaterra. Inglaterra es la mejor liga del mundo, así que difícil de entender, pero él solo lo sabe. Que le vaya muy bien por allá y ojalá no pierda su nivel para que lo tengamos bien en la selección. Bueno, eso es todo, los dejo con el video. ¿No? Pulgarcito, no se olviden de eso, ¿ok? Bueno, nos vemos muy pronto aquí en Golazo.
With Jhon Durán, you know more or less everything we were speaking here, or my opinion about him. He's a fantastic player, fantastic potential young player. I was always trying to get him with my advice for everything. I was so close to him, trying to work with him in his development. But as well, the player, they have their objective, they have their ambition, sometimes they are impatient. And in case he is leaving, it's because he prefer to do another way in his career.
Because let's quickly discuss Jhon Durán. Seems to be rumours about him going to Saudi.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
It's always something circulating around Jhon Durán, which makes me wonder, what is he like around the dressing room?
What a bad egg.
Yeah, what is he like around the players? Watkins, no problems whatsoever. Scores goals, gets on with his job. I always felt it would be a matter of time before, if he's not playing week in, week out, he'd start to get the ump, because he had a period where he couldn't stop scoring, coming off the bench. Then he got his period where he was starting scoring goals. Then he got himself suspended. But, I mean, if he goes to Saudi, that would say a lot about his character. Now, I would never, ever criticise any potential professional footballer for earning as much money as you can in a short career. But at 21 years old, there's a time and a place for that. Like, if he continues at the progression that he's showing, that move will be there later down the line.
I have very little respect for this player going to Saudi. I don't. At 21 years of age, this is not a super competitive league. This is not a world stage league. And I don't know why a 21-year-old would be going there besides one thing and one thing only.
Yeah.
Money. At 21 years of age, I think that's a shame, because he's not going into competitive football. So that makes him potentially not that not interesting to Colombia when he gets called up for their national team, because they might be looking for players that are playing in the proper leagues rather than the Saudi league. So I think it's sad. I think it's an opportunity for Villa to cash in, make a lot of money, whereas the player would be better served learning his trade under one of the best managers in world football.
But he's not going to the peak of his career.
No.
Go now, come back at 24 and then really show us what you can do.
So how do you develop in a substandard league? How do you get better? The way you get better in most sports is by playing with people that are better than you, because it makes you drag your standard up. You're playing competitive football. Nobody of any real substance goes and plays in these leagues until they get collecting a pension. It's disappointing for a talented 21-year-old player that clearly people think highly of talent-wise. There might be a question about temperament and attitude and outlook and entitlement, right? This player should be playing in elite football and developing his career if he wants to be an elite footballer. If he wants to be an elite bank balance, fair play to him. Good luck to him. That's the call.
If you're a Villa fan, of course, the moments that he's given them in a short space of time, scoring that goal against Bayern Munich, it was unbelievable. He's coming off the bench, he's scoring well. You're thinking, this kid's unbelievable. But in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion, I still think Ollie Watkins is a better striker. He's more experienced, he's more proven. And to get this type of money for a player who hasn't done it yet for a consistent amount of time, I think is brilliant business.
I'm conflicted with it, really. I think, first off, I think it's him going there is a huge waste of a young striker. I think he's probably better than that. I think he can go and play. If he doesn't want to play at Villa, for example, I think he could go to other clubs and play in high pedigree leagues and high pedigree teams and have a really good career. On the flip side, you know, he's a young boy. He's got a lot of people in his ear, a lot of family in his ear, a lot of advisors in his ear that will all be saying to him, make this move. Money beyond your wildest dreams, tax-free, go and play in Saudi Arabia for a couple of years and your family will be set for a long, long time. Now, this is quite an unprecedented move because we haven't seen a player of this profile really make the move over there. It has been big stars who are in their 30s who are primarily coming towards the end of the career. For Saudi Arabia, it's a huge, huge coup to pull Jhon Durán from Villa. There's no doubting that Duran has been brilliant this season with the opportunities that he's had. He scored a lot of important goals, and those goals have won Villa a lot of points, both in the Champions League and the Premier League. There's definitely things that need refining in his game. He's not the finished article, and when he is on the pitch, if you actually watch Unai Emery, he's tearing his hair out because he doesn't do the things off the ball that Unai Emery wants him to do, and he doesn't do the things off the ball that Ollie Watkins does, and that makes Villa such a good team when they're absolutely playing at their best. Also, the body of work, has he done enough to justify that fee? Probably not. When you factor that in with all the baggage that comes around him and the fact that, you know, he is a bit of a live wire both on and off the pitch, I can see why Villa have accepted it and why they think that this might be better for the general balance and shape of the squad.
My sweet prince has gone. That is right. I'm sure you guys have all seen the news, but that man is officially gone. This shirt, this beautiful third kit, is now going to be defunct. And I'm going to hang it on the wall in the spare room as part of the backdrop because he is no longer an Aston Villa player. We have sold Jhon Durán to Al Nassr, Cristiano Ronaldo's club in the Saudi Arabian League, for, and this is the rather disappointing part of this whole video, 77 million euros, which is about 62 to 65 million pounds. But it's just a weird one.
My general opinion on Jhon Durán is that I am very grateful for everything that he's done this season, especially. He's brought us some really top moments, some top goals. He has given us some unbelievable victories. And for a player that's 21, developing and growing, under Unai Emery, if he'd have stayed at Villa, he could have been phenomenal. But he doesn't want to do that. He wants to go and play. And Emery has said that the player has other ideas. And it's just so random that a player of his potential is comfortable going to play in Saudi. Now, he might only be there for 2 or 3 years. And if he is, he'll be 20, 23, 24 by the time he gets his next big move to whoever or wherever, or if he develops or if he falls off a cliff there. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with his time and move there. So, yeah, I'll miss the shots from distance, but I won't miss the noise and the drama around everything. And, you know, I'm just going to leave it at that because, I just want to kind of just be thankful, really, rather than talk about antics. But for him to go there is just a complete and utter waste.